you here. We're going to take you today through a couple of headlock escape options for when we're standing up. We're going to start with sort of a traditional break and escape, little low risk, real kind of reliable attempt. Doesn't cost you too much if it doesn't work. And then we're going to go a little bit further into what if that doesn't work, what can we try next. Alright, so we'll start right now.
Okay, so what I'm dealing with in this position is he's controlling my posture. So he's pulling my head down and I'm bent over, and that's putting me in a really bad position. Sometimes they have their hands locked like this. Other times they might be striking you with their backhand, and we want to make sure we're prepared for that. So if he does unlock his hands to start striking, I want to reach out and catch that to block, and I can feed it to my other hand and secure that so he can't punch me anymore. Then I can find his wrist. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hips in to get my posture back, looking up, and now I'm going to turn my whole body to my right, and then I'm going to duck under and bring that arm around to the back. We can do the same thing if he doesn't unlock his hands for me. So if instead he's just grabbing this nice and tight, I can still reach in and secure this arm, and I want to find his wrist, doing the same thing, bringing my hips in, turning my whole body to break that lock, and then I'm going to duck under, do the same thing. So I can control him like this. I can push this up to make him go to the ground, or just hold.
What if they're really strong and they don't let go of their fingertips? They can keep their fingertips on it. Can you still get up?
Yes. Okay, so that's a good question. Sometimes we get to here, and I bring this up, and I turn, and he can still hold on to this. If I have enough space here, I can still duck out. It's not a problem.
So what we're really looking to do there is make space, not necessarily break the grip.
Right.
If the grip breaks, wonderful. If it doesn't, you can still yank your head out of there. You might just end up leaving a piece of your ear behind. It's okay. Cauliflower ear looks cool these days, so we're fine. So sometimes big guy's got that headlock, posture's broken, hips bringing in isn't working for you, you're still bent over. You still need another option. I'm big and strong.
So if I'm here and I'm trying to drive in and trying to look and it's just not working, he may be really, really pulling down on my head. If that's the case, I'm going to take this leg and take a half step up, and then I'm simply going to drop to my knee and roll over my shoulder. So
Same thing we just did.
So that one's a really great response. If they have you really tight and they're really pulling your posture over, like towards their front,
We just go with them.
you just kind of go with them. Sometimes you're in the same position, but they're not giving you that forward pressure, so we can go the other way. If he's got me nice and tight, again, I can't get my posture back. I'm going to take the hand that's on the wrist, cup the back of his knee, and then my leg that's on the inside of his legs, I'm basically just going to open my hip up like this, and I want to try to block his far leg. Then I'm going to kind of just sit to that hip. So we're here, take my hand, cup, open this up, and then just sit. So you're kind of pulling them backward, really elevate that that leg.
We'll do one facing this way so you can see your leg. We're going to leave you today with an option to finish the fight once we make it to the ground with either of those other two options. The classic response is the arm lock. So Tamika's going to take you through an arm bar she likes to use from there.
We ended up in this position with both of those takedowns. So I'm going to take my hand out that's underneath him, come around the head, and I like to get pretty like high up here, almost in a knee pillow position, but not quite. I do have to watch for him just trying to roll me over. So I want to catch that, make sure I have good posture. I'm going to step over him with my outside leg, and to do that I have to lean forward a little bit to take my weight off. I can step over and then bring this close to him. I'm going to create a frame on his head to break his hold. I'm going to push myself forward, not straight up, but forward to break that. He may take this hand off himself, and I'll just capture it, or I might have to pull it off for him just by shrugging. And when I capture his arm, I like to just kind of hook it here, post on the floor towards his legs, putting my weight forward so this leg can come around his head. Then I can sit back, finish the armbar. Space is a really big problem with that particular armbar. When I sit back, I want to make sure that I'm not scooting myself away from him. I want to be as tight as I can be.
Excellent advice.
You do have the option of finishing that armbar on top if you're a little bit more advanced. So I'll still step over, bring this in, break his lock, catch his arm, step over with my leg, and this time I'm just going to kick his face away, find his wrist, and hip down at the same time to finish.
Lovely. Tamika, Danny.